Hi everyone, I'm Kate. I'm an English teacher on Verbling, and today's class is for intermediate learners about phrasal verbs. So essentially we'll be reviewing what phrasal verbs are. We'll talk about some common ones and how they're formed, and then we will do a lot of practice, both with exercises and then through some speaking practice. Uh, excuse me. Sorry, to review these. Okay. So let's see. Hi, Daniel. Excuse me.
Hi, teacher.
How's it going?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks. Nice to see you. Okay. And hi, Elisa.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Where are you calling from?
From Italy, near Florence.
Oh, from Italy. Very cool. Okay. Well, nice to meet you. And Salvatore, hi.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
How are you?
Doing
I'm
well.
fine, thank you.
Good. And where are you from?
Italy.
From Italy as well. Okay. Cool. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. And hello, Carolina.
Hello, hi teacher.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Doing well, thanks. Okay. All right. So again, I'll give you an idea. I think we're still waiting for a few students, but I'll give you an idea of what we'll be doing in the class today. So I'll give you an introduction to phrasal verbs. I'm sure a lot of you have studied them before. This is one of the most difficult things in English for people that are learning English as a second language, right? Because there are just so many phrasal verbs. They're very common, and a teeny word at the end of a phrasal verb will completely change its meaning. So I'll go over the some common phrasal verbs, and then really the majority of today's class will just be practice. So different activities um, to sort of see how we use these phrasal verbs in context. And then at the end, we'll do a little bit of speaking practice as well. Okay. So let's see. Who has just joined us? Oh, hi, Ellie.
Hi, Kate.
How are you?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Good. And Vincenzo?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's it going?
Yes, it's going very well, teacher.
Good.
Thank you.
And Vincenzo, where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Rome, Italy.
From Rome. Okay. So we have 3 people from Italy in our class today. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice to meet you. And hello, Rafael. Rafael?
Hi, Katie.
How's it going?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Doing well, thanks. Okay, good. So, so basically, I think we can just jump into this. So why don't you tell me, what do you know about phrasal verbs? Do you think this is a difficult topic? Why or why not? Just give me some initial impressions on this.
Yes, I
It's
think
something very difficult for me
Very
so.
difficult
Me
for
too,
you.
teacher.
because the meaning change a lot with depend on the preposition.
Right.
And
Completely.
you must to memorize
Mhm.
a lot of a lot of words.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of memorization, and there aren't really rules, right? That's another frustrating thing about these verbs. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And are there any phrasal verbs? Do you feel comfortable using phrasal verbs in conversation in English?
When I know the meaning, yes.
When you know the meaning, yeah.
but right now I use only 4 or 5 phrasal verbs
Yeah,
only.
that's one thing I've noticed is English learners a lot of times tend to avoid these verbs, right? Because
Yeah.
they're just okay. We have some. I can replace them with something else, and I don't feel confident with this, so I'll avoid it. But really, these are verbs that we use very, very frequently. A lot of times, even just talking about something as simple as our daily routine, right? I woke up at 7 today. That's a phrasal verb, right? Things like that. Okay, so any questions before we get started? All right, I'm going to share my. Is there a question? And I know I've met a lot of you already. For those of you for whom this is your first class with me, know that you can feel free to interrupt me at any time, right? Just say, wait, Kate, I didn't understand that, or can you speak more slowly, whatever, right? Don't feel bad interrupting me. Okay, so, all right, can everyone see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just sort of a reminder. It seems like a lot of you know what phrasal verbs are, but we'll just review how they're formed and the basic grammar behind these verbs. So, can someone read this first part of the page?
Okay. But
Okay,
introduction.
go ahead.
Okay. Phrasal verbs.
Phrasal verbs have.
Okay. Go ahead, then.
Go ahead.
No,
Go
no.
ahead, Ali.
Please go ahead.
So polite.
Phrasal verbs have 2 parts: a verb, put, take, get, give, go, etc., and one or sometimes 2 small words: on, up, out, in, etc., which go with the verb.
Okay, great. Right. So yeah, again, phrasal verbs have 2 parts, right? There's a normal verb, which by itself has a different meaning. And then when we add this small word to the end of the verb, it completely changes the meaning, right? Entirely. So, and what are these small words? What are these small words? Does anyone know?
A preposition.
Yeah, so they're prepositions, but they're not acting like prepositions in this case, right? Because, for instance, if you have, take the difference between, okay, so I'm typing in the verbling box right now. If you have the phrase, look up at a building, right? So this is, when you're sightseeing, you might look up at a building. That essentially, here, up is being used as a preposition, right? It's indicating where I am looking. But in the second example, to look up a word, this is a phrasal verb. And up here isn't really functioning as a preposition anymore. It's a particle, it's just a small word, as they said, that forms part of the phrasal verb, and it totally changes the meaning, right? Now it means to search for the meaning of, to look up, right? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, good. So they're prepositions normally, but they're not functioning like them. All right, so can someone read this box, please?
Okay. Maybe me.
Go ahead, Ali.
Compare. Normal verbs. Take. I took an aspirin because I had a terrible headache. Break. He broke his arm during the game. Catch. She managed to catch the last train. Continue or
Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
okay. Phrasal verbs. Take off. Take off your coat. It's too hot here. It's too hot here. Break up. Jenny broke up with her boyfriend yesterday. Catch up with. You go ahead. I'll catch up with you later.
Okay. So here, great, thank you, Ellie. Here we have three very common phrasal verbs, right? And things like take off your coat. These are, I would say, these are almost necessary. These phrasal verbs, if you want to sound like a natural speaker in English, right? Because what would be the alternative here? A synonym for take off? Does anyone know?
Put off.
Sorry?
Yes.
Put off.
Put off is, no, that has a different meaning. I'm looking for a synonym that's just
The
one,
opposite, put on.
that's just one verb, one verb that means the same thing as this phrasal verb. It would be
The
remove.
opposite to put on.
Yeah, exactly. Remove, right? Okay, it would be remove. So to remove means the same thing as to take off in this case. But if you said remove your coat, it would sound extremely weird, right? It would sound very bizarre. Remove would sound way too formal. So remove might be used in writing, in an academic essay, in a journal article, in other contexts. But here, when speaking, we'll always use take off. Take off your coat, right? Come in and take off your coat. Okay. Same thing with broke up. Broke up with, sorry. Broke up with. What's a synonym for this? Can anyone think of another way to say broke up with?
When the relationship.
Stop,
Yeah.
stop going out with.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Good,
To,
Raphael.
to interrupt.
Yeah. So Raphael actually, Daniel just used another phrasal verb, going out with, right? And that's the opposite of broke up with. He said stopped going out with. But here, yeah, someone else said ended her relationship with, right? And if we said that, so yeah, that has the same meaning, right? To break up with is to end a relationship. But if you said, Jenny ended her relationship with her boyfriend yesterday, it simply sounds unnatural, right? Native speakers would never say this. We'll always use the phrasal verb in this context.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the same thing with the last sentence. Go ahead. So you go ahead, I'll catch up with you later. Sorry, catch up with. So both of these. Has anyone heard catch up with? Have you heard this phrasal verb
Yes.
before? Okay.
To finish your work.
Okay, so that's catch up.
Recover.
Yeah, so that's catch up on. Catch up on. This is difficult. Catch up on means to continue to sort of finish your work, right? I have to catch up on math. I'm so behind, right? Catch up with means to reach. To reach.
Can I say I'll see you? No, I'll see you later. No.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Essentially, it's the same thing, but it usually means when you are when two people are either walking together or something, and one person knows that they need to they need to stop and do something else. They'll say, you go. I need to make a phone call or whatever. I'll catch up with you later, right? Okay. All right. So and then again, this is something we've said a million times, the small words are very important because they change the meaning. So we have these examples. To get up means to get out of bed, right? We would never say get out of bed. We always say get up. To get away is to escape. In this case, this is one example where we do use the regular verb that means the same thing. We also use escape, right? But he got away. You might say, yeah, the criminal got away. They couldn't catch him. So this is it's quite common. Okay? And to get on with someone, this is a very British expression. I don't think I've ever said it in my life, but it's absolutely something you could learn. To get on with someone just means to like being with them, to be friends with, right? To get on. So she gets on. And we can also say to get on well with someone. Okay. So that was kind of a whirlwind introduction to phrasal verbs. And again, there aren't really any rules to how we form these, right? So what we're going to do today is just do some practice, some different exercises where I kind of ask you to match phrasal verbs to definitions, to use them in context, and hopefully this way you'll sort of you'll be able to remember at least the important ones. So, any questions before we begin with these exercises?
No, too soon.
No? Okay.
Pago?
Yes?
Exatamente, ele mesmo.
Jairo, did you have a comment?
Isso.
Oh, I think he's on the phone. Okay. All right.
Teacher, sorry, excuse me.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
understand what does it mean catch up with.
Ah, okay. Catch up with. All right.
Sabe que na sexta que acho que vou na sexta-feira assim. Eu vou ver um serviço, mas tem andamento ainda, preciso ver com o
Okay.
arquiteto. Ele vai decidir.
Sorry. Okay. So, yeah. So Daniel, it's to reach. It means okay. So to catch up with. Let's think of a scenario. So imagine you and your friend. You're with a group of friends, and you're all walking to the movies, to the cinema, right? You're walking to the movies, and you get a call from your boss, and your boss says, "Hey, I need you to work on something right away. Can you just do this quickly for me? It's very urgent." And you say, "Okay, of course, it's your boss." And then, so you get off the phone and you turn to your friends and say, "Hey guys, I'll catch up with you later, right? I'll meet you at the theater. I'll catch up with you there because something came up, right? I have an urgent thing to do."
Okay. Okay.
Does that help?
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, I
good.
understand, teacher.
All right.
Teacher,
Thank you.
Yeah.
okay. If we use only catch, is it okay or not? I will catch you in the theater, maybe we say.
We often say, "I'll catch you later." That's kind of like, it's like slang. This is more slang. It's not really, it's no longer a phrasal verb, obviously. And yeah, this is usually when you're saying goodbye to someone, right? You'll say bye, and then someone might respond, "Catch you later. I'll catch you later." Any other questions?
This phrasal verb is common.
Which one?
I kept you later.
I'll catch you later. So catch up with is definitely common. I'll catch you later is fairly common. I don't think that it depends on how you speak. It's slang, right? So I don't know if I've ever said this, but a lot of people do, and it would not at all be strange to hear someone say this, right? If you say bye to someone, if someone says bye and you respond, I'll catch you later, that's totally normal, and you'll sound very, I don't know, you're using English slang, you'll sound very sort of natural.
Okay.
All right. Good. Okay, so let's practice. And essentially, we just have a lot of practice today. Okay, so sorry about this weird font, but can everyone read these? Can you read this? Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
good. Okay, and now can someone read the instructions out loud, please?
A. The following sentences have phrasal verbs. Can you guess what they mean? Match them with their meanings in the box. Use a dictionary if necessary.
Oops, sorry. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so we have 6 different phrasal verbs. Okay, and the phrasal verbs are in the sentences already. And so essentially what we're going to do is read the sentences and match them with their definitions. Okay? So, let's see. Can you actually read the definitions also?
The step doing something
Uh-huh.
I care for be possible for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Try to find the meaning of the word. Have a view of arrive unexpectedly.
Okay, good. All right, so, and one thing, in these sentences, for whatever reason, there are no apostrophes in words like don't, which is really unfortunate, but the activities are good. So just imagine there's an apostrophe here and here. Okay, so let's just do this together. So take a minute and read the first sentence, and when someone is ready, why don't you read the sentence and tell me what you think this phrasal verb means.
Okay.
Okay?
If you don't understand the meaning of a word, look it up in the dictionary. Find the meaning of a word.
Okay. Yeah, so to look up a word is, this is something that we say very frequently, right? And I'm sure you've all used this or heard this phrasal verb. Okay, good, Ali. Okay, number 2.
That window look out of the park.
Which one?
Number 2. That window
Uh-huh. Good.
look out of the park.
Good. And the meaning?
Open.
Uh-huh, but so what's from the box here?
Uh, I don't know. No.
Have a
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. So yeah, you were right. It's kind of like opens onto.
have a view.
There is only have you.
Yeah, have a view of. Okay, good. So it has a view of. It looks out on a park. Okay, good. So to look out on is to have a view of. Number 3.
I gave up smoking. Was bad for my health. Stop doing something.
Mhm. Yeah, and this is quite common. I gave up, to give up, to stop doing something. This is one that you should definitely learn, right? And we often say, if you ask someone about, what happened to blah blah blah, they'll say, oh no, I gave that up a while ago. I gave it up. right? So to give up, I gave it up. You'll hear this a lot. Okay, number 4.
Okay, I try, teacher.
Okay.
Babysitters look after young children. Maybe care for, be responsible for someone.
Great, absolutely. So if you look after, you can look after a pet, a child, anything that you have to take care of, right? You can even look after a house, right? If someone says, "I'm going on vacation, can you look after my house while I'm gone?" Right? That would be another common use of look after. Okay, good.
Okay.
Number 5.
Um, I'm looking for a comfortable flat in the center of the city. Um, try, try to find.
Good. Yeah. So notice the difference between look it up and look for and look after and looks out, right? So if we have the verb look, we can add 4 different particles or prepositions, and it totally changes the meaning. Okay, so look up, look out, look after, look for. Okay, and so yeah, look for is try to find. Okay, try to find. And the last one.
Okay. I was having lunch when John turned up. He surprised me, arrived unexpectedly.
Yeah, arrive unexpectedly. Good. So to turn up. This we can also use this if we've lost something and then we find it unexpectedly, right? Like you could say, "Oh, I lost my favorite tie, but it turned up the other day. It was in the couch," or something, right? It turned up. So when we've lost something and then found it unexpectedly. Okay. Any questions here?
No.
Okay, good. All right. This one should go quite quickly. Exercise B. Can someone read the directions?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you answer the following question using one of the phrasal verbs in the box?
Okay, so now we're looking at phrasal verbs with put and one with take. So take off we talked about before, right? What does it mean?
When means when you remove something.
Excellent. Yeah, remove. And then we have 3 phrasal verbs with put. So put down, put on, which is the opposite of take off, and put up. Okay, so let's see if we can answer these questions. So why doesn't everyone take a minute and read the first question, and then whenever someone is ready, you can read it and tell me what you think the phrasal verb is.
What do women with long hair sometimes do to their hair when they play sports? Put down,
The opposite particle?
put put put
Put
up,
up. Yeah, put up.
put up, put up, put up, put up.
To put
Okay.
up. Yeah, good. So here, if you think about it, when women pull their hair back and then put it in a ponytail, they're putting it up on
Uh-huh.
their head, quite literally, right? So we
Ah,
say you put up,
okay.
they put up their hair. And you can also say, so another phrasal verb that means the
Makes
same
sense.
thing. Another phrasal verb that means, yeah, it does. Put up and pull back. Both of these we use
Mm-hmm.
for number 1. You can pull back your hair. You can put up your hair. Okay, great. Number 2.
What do you say to a child who has just picked up a piece of broken glass. Um, Put down,
Yeah, in this case you would say put it down,
put it.
right? Put it down. Absolutely. Um, okay, and that just means to release something, to let go, to let it go. Okay, good. Number 3.
Okay.
What do people do when they go out in cold weather? Uh, put on.
Put on what?
Uh, uh, Maybe a pullover or coat, heavy clothes, teacher.
Yeah, good. They put on a coat, put on heavy clothes. Excellent. Good. And the last one, number 4.
Okay. What do you do with a sweater when you come into a warm house? Take off.
Yeah, take it off.
Take it off.
Right? And notice here, it is a pronoun. Okay, a little bit of grammar here. It is a pronoun. Um, okay, so look at these 3 phrases I've just typed into the box. Take it off, take off a sweater, take a sweater off. Okay, so when we have the noun, a sweater, we can put it in 2 places in relation to the phrasal verb. We can put it after the phrasal verb, right? We have the verb take off, and then we put the object, a sweater. Or we can put a sweater, the object, in between the verb and the particle, right? Take a sweater off. But if we replace the noun, a sweater, with a pronoun like it, we cannot put it after the phrasal verb. We must put it in between the verb and the particle, right? We cannot say take off it. We must say take it off. And that's for pronouns. Questions about this? Okay, I'll remind you of this as we're going through the exercises, and if it's not quite clear yet, it should be by the end of the activities. Okay. All right, so let's look at activity C. You'll be matching phrasal verbs in the left column with the meaning in the right column. Okay, so why doesn't everyone take, 2 or 3 minutes and try to do this on your own. Try to match the verbs to their meanings, and then as a class, we will review it. Okay, so I want you to work on this one on your own first. Okay, so let's review this. It's okay if you're not finished. The idea is just to make sure we know the definitions. So let's see, can someone tell me what is the meaning of carry on?
Carry on.
Continue.
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 Excellent. Yeah. Carry on. Continue. Okay. To find out.
Discover.
Discover, learn.
Yeah. Learn. Discover. To find out. Very, very common. Find out. Extremely common. Okay. Good. To get on.
Like
Like being
with.
with.
Yeah. And do we say this in American English? No, we
I don't
don't.
remember.
This is British English. So to get on, we don't say this, but in British English they absolutely say this. Okay, so just something to remember. So to get on, to like being with someone. To grow up,
Become adult.
yeah, excellent.
Become an adult.
To grow up, to become an adult. To turn up,
Arrive
Arrive.
unexpectedly.
yeah, excellent. So to turn up is to arrive unexpectedly. To settle down,
Live in one place.
yeah. Yeah, and to settle down, this is actually an interesting verb. Has anyone heard this used in context? Has anyone heard this before?
No.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you remember where you heard it?
For example, if you move another place, maybe another house or another city,
Uh-huh.
you start to live there, and there it's meaning you
Yeah.
settle down.
Yeah, okay, that's true. So if you move somewhere and then settle down in a new place, um, another way we use this is if someone has just become involved in a serious relationship, right? They're they've been dating their boyfriend or girlfriend for a long time, and then they get married, they move into a house, they think about having kids. We could say he's settling down. He's settling down. Okay. All right.
Calm down too.
Sorry?
Settle down. Settle down could mean calm down. Calm down.
Calm down. Yeah, it could also mean calm down. Good. So if you say settle down to a kid, that means that could mean calm down. Yeah, absolutely. And set off.
Start a journey.
Start a journey. Okay, and Salvatore, get it on doesn't mean the same thing. That means to have sex. So that's a different meaning. That's just like an expression. I don't know why that means that, but
Different meaning, teacher.
sorry?
Get it on means different meaning.
It means to have sex.
Okay.
So not quite. So it means to get on very, very, very well with someone, right? Okay. All right. So here, any questions about those?
No.
Okay. So here, I hope you have a good memory, because here you have a text that is missing those phrasal verbs. Okay, and you must fill in the blanks with these phrasal verbs. Okay, so again, why don't you take a few minutes, read the text, see if you can fill in the blanks. Okay, and then we will review it together. So go ahead and work on this on your own first. Okay, so let's review this. It's okay if you're not finished again. So we'll just read this one sentence at a time. So can someone read the first sentence?
Okay.
Okay.
I recently read my grandfather's diaries, and I found out a lot of interesting things about his life.
Good. Yeah, right. So very good. Notice that he put this in past tense, right? Because that's how we're narrating the story. And also, good pronunciation here. So read is spelled the same way, right? Read is present. The only way to distinguish the past tense is the pronunciation. If this is past, we pronounce it red, like the color, red. Okay. The next sentence.
Okay. Apparently, he settled down in San Francisco.
Okay. So this one is interesting because settle down is usually later in life, right? When you choose where you live and you move into your own house. So this one is a different verb.
Grew up.
Yeah, he grew up.
Oh, grow up. Yeah.
He grew up. Good. So he grew up in San Francisco. Okay, good. All right, the next sentence.
He and his parents didn't get on.
Yeah,
And when he was 18, he decided to see America.
excellent. Good. So they didn't get on at all, which means they didn't get along.
Teacher,
Yeah.
what it means in this case to see America, to discover?
Yeah, he decided to go to America, essentially.
Okay.
Okay. Good question. All right, the next sentence.
Okay, maybe.
Okay.
He set off with very little money and traveled east.
I don't know what noise that is. Okay, sorry. Yeah, excellent. He set off with very little money and traveled east. Great, Ellie. He set off, so he started his journey. Okay. Next.
He carried on until he reached New York, where he got a job washing up in a restaurant.
Great. Okay, so he carried on. And that just means he continued, right? Okay. Very good. The next sentence.
Okay, I'll try, teacher.
Okay.
He fell in love with one of the waitress, and one day he turned up at her flat with a bunch of roses and asked her to marry him.
Excellent. Good. So he fell in love with one of the waitresses. Remember, we always pronounce the es, waitresses. And yeah, and
Wait,
he
waitresses.
good. And he turned up at her flat with a bunch of roses, right? So again, to show up unexpectedly. Okay. And the last sentence.
Surprisingly, she agreed, and he settled down with her in New York, where they had 3 children.
Great. Good. Okay. Um, okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So settle down again, right? So does everyone see the difference between to grow up and to settle down?
Yes.
Okay. Great. All right. So I'm going to come back because now I want to practice a little bit of speaking using some phrasal verbs. Okay, so this will really be an open discussion. And I'll just ask you questions that have phrasal verbs in them, essentially, and that require you to use these phrasal verbs in your responses. And if it's a phrasal verb that we haven't learned already, we can talk about what it means as well. Okay? And so anyone can respond. So, tell me about the last time someone backed you up on a project. This is a new phrasal verb.
Sorry, teacher, backup, right?
Backup, yeah.
The last time that someone backed you up on a project.
Maybe someone support you for a
Excellent.
project. Yeah.
Yeah, someone or a project or a
Help,
decision
help.
to help to support. So, would anyone like to answer? So on a project, a decision, anything.
When I decided to move, my husband backed me up
Mm-hmm.
to make this decision.
Excellent. Good. Very good, Carolina. Good. And notice, since we have me, a pronoun, she had to put it in between the verb and the particle, right? My husband backed me up on this decision.
Backed
Okay.
me up.
Excellent. Great. Okay. Let's see. This one I'm going to ask you using a regular verb, and I want you to answer using a phrasal verb. Okay? So, does your house or apartment have good views? Does your house or apartment have good views?
It's well located.
It's well located. Okay. So at the very beginning of the exercise, we yeah.
Looks out.
Yeah. Good.
She looks out.
To look out.
My apartment looks out trees and other buildings.
Okay. So it looks out on trees and other buildings. Good. Mhm. Anyone else? Does your house or apartment have good views?
I have a question
Yeah,
about views. So look south refers to have good view or views in general?
in
Do
general.
you,
So you
do you,
could say no, right? You could say no. My apartment looks out on a brick wall, right?
okay,
So it's for both. To look out on is for both good views and bad views. It's just any view.
okay, thanks.
Okay. All right. Um, next question. Who do you look up to?
My father, I used to look up to him, to admire.
To admire him. Good. Yeah. And let's see, Daniel, why don't you ask one of your classmates who he or she looks up to?
Sorry?
Why don't you ask one of your classmates this question? So choose one of your classmates
Okay,
and ask him or her.
okay. Vincenzo, who do you look up to?
Look up to my daughter.
Look up to your daughter. Okay, very nice. Good.
A smart women.
A smart woman. Okay, great. All right, so another question. Have you settled down? If not, will you settle down?
If I looking for a job abroad, maybe I'll settle down.
Then you'll settle down. Okay, good. You'll settle down abroad.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I am settled down here
Mhm.
where I live today. I like to live here. I live here since 2009, and I intend to live here forever. So
Mhm.
I'm settled down.
Absolutely. So you've settled down, right? I have settled down. Good. So you have a husband. You like your house, whatever. So you said you plan to be there forever. Good. You've settled down. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So tell me about an occasion where you had to give in.
What?
Tell me
Give
about an
in.
occasion where you had to give in.
Ah,
To give in. Does anyone know what this means?
No, teacher.
Yes, a kind of give up.
Yeah, to give up. So if you're arguing with someone, if you have disagreement or different opinions on something, um, and you give in, you say, you know what, okay, we will do this your way.
Yeah.
Similar
Yeah.
to give way.
Sorry?
What you
It
say?
is similar to give way.
To give way. It can be, but give way is usually for physical things, right? Like the car gave way to the truck
Okay.
that was passing.
It's a kind of you agree, you lose the arguing.
Yeah.
Yes, you are right. Okay.
Right, you surrender almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a time where you had to give in.
When you talk to a girl or woman, finally you have to give in.
Yeah.
Not to give up. Not to...
So, anytime you're talking to a girl or woman, you have to give in. Okay. All right. So, we're actually running out of time here. But does anyone have any questions about anything we've done in class before we leave?
No.
Now, teacher.
Okay. Good work today. I know this is difficult. I think it's just a matter of continued practice, right? So good luck with your study of phrasal verbs, and I hope to see all of you again in class, either discussing this or something else.
Okay.
Thank you,
So have a
teacher.
great day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
teacher.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.